Welcome to Unstoppable, where dreams turn into plans and plans turn into powerful action. Hosted by Paula Swain, financial planner, business owner, grandma, and queen of reinvention. This show is for women ready to stop surviving and start thriving. We'll laugh, we'll learn, and we'll tackle the messy, beautiful, in-between parts of life that no one really talks about, but we all live through. This is Unstoppable.
Hi, and welcome to Unstoppable. I'm Paula Swain, your host and financial planner with the Financial Center for Women. So when I moved to Waterford just about a year and a couple months ago, I needed to find a new gym. So in my search, I ended up finding this 6-week program that was to help me with my macros and building muscle. And so I asked my trainer, Kurt Saban, to come in from Grit, can't say that word, Grit Obstacle, can't say that word either, so I'll let you do it.
Grit Obstacle Training.
Thank you, Kurt. I can't talk right now. So this is my trainer, guys. So this is the guy that helped me lose, I think I'm down like 24 pounds.
That's great.
Yeah, so, and it's fun. I still struggle with my macros. I still can't get enough protein. I still can't get enough carbs, but I try.
Yeah, it's always a process. We're always working toward that optimization point.
So how did you get into doing what were you always into fitness? How did you go from, is this your dream?
Well, when I played sports in school, and then after I graduated high school for about 6 years, I was really just kind of off the workout path completely. And I know fat shaming is wrong, but I ran into a buddy of mine from high school, and he came up and he tapped me on the stomach, and he said, "You're really letting yourself go, huh?" I haven't missed a day in the gym since. It really did motivate me. Him and I were friendly rivals in high school, and he was just getting done playing for Team USA for soccer, and I was not. So it was a big motivator for me. And then it was about 2012, a friend of mine invited me to go do an obstacle course race. I had a lot of fun with it. And then in 2019, we went to another one that was a much higher difficulty level, and I failed a bunch of things. And I'd been in the gym 5-6 days a week since I was 25 years old. I'm now in my 30s, and what's going on here? It's just a totally different type of training, becoming an athlete, than it is getting in shape.
Right.
And I like the idea of being an athlete more, and I couldn't find a place to train. If I went to my daughter's gymnastics facility, I'm stuck behind a glass wall. And if she came with me to my gym, she's stuck in the nursery. So it was something we could do together. It was something where weight and strength ratios make a big difference. So she could beat me at some things, I could beat her at some things. And then it was training me to do what I was doing back when I was in school, which is movement flows and being strong in those real life movements instead of just being able to push even amounts of weight around in a very controlled environment.
Yeah, we do have fun there because, today I was carrying sandbags.
Nice.
I think Dylan said it was 50 pounds, so I was carrying it to the end of the parking lot and back. Pretty impressed with myself that I did it. And then what is that thing where you run and you...
We call it the steps course.
Yeah.
If you're watching American Ninja Warrior, they call it the quintuple steps. And so and we can put those in a lot of different areas, but bounding back and forth, just working on agility, body control. Whether you're a child or an adult, keeping your balance and keeping that control in motion is just vital for longevity.
Yeah, that thing's cool. I couldn't do it when I first started.
Right.
I was like, no, I couldn't. But now that I've been there for, I don't know, when did I start? In November of last year, I can do a lot more things than I was capable of doing when I first started. So I heard you just competed in a WarX.
Yes. Yeah. So WarX is an obstacle course race, and it happens in Southern Ohio every year. It's my favorite one to go to. It's a hilly course. There's a ton of challenges with just the terrain, let alone the 60-plus obstacles that are in there. And
60 is a lot.
60 is a lot, especially in a 10K. You're running into obstacles. There's not a lot of time to let the grip recover in some of those explosive movements that you end up doing within there. I do bring gloves for those. And the biggest reason is everything's going to be muddy and wet from people coming from one obstacle to another. And so chalk isn't going to work. It's a good way to still be able to get through that and wear some mechanics gloves or gardening gloves that are going to grip onto things better.
Okay, so tell me about one of the obstacles. What was the hardest one?
The hardest one for me is one that's called the Eliminator. It's a 7-part obstacle that starts out with a ropes course. then moves on into a rotating log with different grips. So as you're going around, this thing's spinning on you. You're gonna have one of those almost like carnival ladders where you've got two little points, you're going up, it's gonna spin on you, rotate you all over the place. You're gonna do what's called a cat grab, so you're trying to jump from one wall with no footing that's vertical to another wall with no footing, climb over that, then swing down to a balance beam and then get across that. So you're trying to swing down, land on there, not fall to the side and get through. And if you fail at any particular part of that, you have to go all the way back to the beginning and start over. So that is the one that, it's called the Eliminator, and it's a very, very good name.
I'm like in shock. There's like no way I could do that.
You could. It would just be training on those different parts. Unfortunately, at Grit, we have different pieces that can replicate that throughout. So we can work on the grip strength. We can work on vertical ropes. We can work on balance beams. We can work on ladders, cargo nets, all those sorts of things. And then the key is being able to put it together when you get to the course.
So, and how many people did you go with?
We had 14 people with us, and it was a great time. Last year we had 10, this year was 14, so we're growing year over year with our group. That's got more people are just catching the bug and realizing how much fun this can be.
It is fun playing in your place. Like, I do have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying getting stronger, and the things that I couldn't do that I can do now. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with myself. But I heard you did something that not most people can do, and you've done it 3 years in a row.
Yeah, so there's a challenge called the Gauntlet at WarX, and what it is you run the full 10K course, and then the first 5K of it you run 2 more times. Most of the hard obstacles are in that first 5K. And so when you're doing the Gauntlet, it's 20K in total. It's, I guess you'd call it 120 plus obstacles as you're coming through. You have to have 100% obstacle completion, and you have to get it done within a certain time period. And less than 1% of people that sign up for it actually make it through. Fortunately, I've been able to make it through the past 3 years, and there's one other person who's actually from Dundee, also a guy from Michigan. Michigan people traveling to Ohio and crushing these Ohio people is always fun. And we've been able to make it through each time, so it's been great. We even had, for the first time, somebody that came from Grit who also made it through that challenge as well.
Oh, made it through the whole thing?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got a...
Who was it?
His name's Cole. He just graduated from U of M. He's been training at Grit for about 6 months now, he's just one of the, just very, very driven. He's actually going to be out at the Spartan race this weekend in the elite heat for that as well.
Yeah, I thought about doing the Tough Mudder.
Yeah, Tough Mudder is a great fun run. I like to say Tough Mudder is a fun run you want to do with a fun group of people. Spartan race is a more competitive individual type run. And then there's things like WarX or Savage Race or these other ones where it's more of an extreme obstacle with a run that's part of it.
Okay, so I know there's difference between men and women's bodies. And, you know, I've been working out with you for, since November, and I'm getting stronger. But it's also like looking at that stuff is intimidating. So I know what you do, but I want you to tell everybody else how you make someone like me feel comfortable with getting on the obstacles and doing the workout. And there is a diet, or not a diet, that's not a good
Nutrition program.
Nutrition program that comes along with this. So how do you make someone feel comfortable, and then how do you get them to keep coming back? Because I think it's a fun program, but I think I'm different than most people because it's not a traditional workout.
Right. It's very non-traditional. But the reason that it works so well is because you get through that 45 minutes and it doesn't feel like it's been 45 minutes. You're going through a circuit, things are timed, everyone is able to work on their own, but within a group. So there's conversations happening. The biggest hurdle that people have is someone will come in, and when they're coming in to talk to me, especially if they've clicked on, say, one of our 6-week challenges or one of these programs, they're coming in because they desperately want to hit a goal that they don't believe in themselves to do.
Right.
That's almost everybody that walks in. And the first thing they do is they come in and they look at all these contraptions and everything, and they get very intimidated.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to let them know that, hey, all of this is bonus. We can be right in this area, doing the circuit, doing everything you're comfortable with, and as you improve, we can go out here. I'm also going to try and show you some of this stuff every time, and we're just going to see where we go. But we've had people that have come in that have been 400 plus pounds that have gotten started with us. You know, our oldest client is in her early 80s at this point, and she started out with the exact same challenge that you did and was successful in it. And when you can get past that hurdle with someone of just that fear and just let them know we're going to take care of you, this is a safe space, then it works out great. I'll tell you this, there are way more injuries in a traditional gym, especially if you're not working with a trainer, than if you come to our facility.
I don't think I've been injured once.
That's great.
That kind of way. No, I don't think I have been.
Let's just say this, I used to do a lot of heavy lifting,
Right.
and heavy deadlifts and heavy squats, used to throw out my back once or twice a year.
Yeah, I like that the program, you lift based on what you're capable of lifting. But then when I was doing, carrying the sandbag today, and I was walking a 50-pound sandbag on my shoulders, really, and I was walking across the parking lot, which was pretty far distance, and I was thinking about what was going on in my body, and yes, I could feel it here, but I also felt it right here, and I thought, well, that's interesting to feel that felt more of a core workout for me than it did what I thought it was going to do. Does that make sense?
Oh, that makes total sense. It is a core workout. When you're on an obstacle course, they don't put sandbag carry, bucket carry, these heavy things in there for people to lift. It's about just the wearing down of your core that it does. We talked before, so I'm famously known for never doing core at Grit, and I have the strongest core of anybody at Grit. Well, it's because every single thing you're doing through that circuit or on an obstacle involves core.
Yeah.
When you go to do the core workout, what you're doing is you're saying, look, I'm too tired to work everything, so I'm only gonna work core.
Are you throwing me under the bus?
I'm not throwing you
Yeah,
under the
I
bus.
think you are.
You have done obstacles. There are a lot of people
Yeah,
who
but
I
I
have
have to go to the core because I always tell Dylan, more core, more core, more core. Although he told me the other day that my abs getting any better has to deal with my kitchen.
Abs are made in the kitchen. Everyone's got a six-pack. It's just usually under a layer.
Yeah. Yes.
But no,
No.
next time you're in there, just go to the through wall.
Which will be tomorrow.
Yeah. So the through wall, it's just 4-foot wall, and just take a minute and jump over that as many times as you can.
When you hop, like hopping a fence, that
Yeah,
one?
exactly.
Yeah. I can do that pretty easy.
You do it for a minute straight, you'll feel it more in your core than you will for that full 12 to 15 minutes in a core workout.
So today I did do the monkey bars.
Nice.
And I only used my feet twice to save me from falling, which is better than what I was able to do before. What is the one where it's red and you climb up and it's like angled like this?
Yeah, so that's called the bender bar.
Yeah.
That's one where...
I did that.
Awesome.
I
Even
did
over the
that.
top too?
Yeah, I went over the
Nice.
top.
Great job. Yeah, so that one, it ends up being 12 feet high. But if you ever do a Spartan race, if you do a 10K or further distance, you are going to run into that. So you'll be running up, climb up and over. It's not that it's super difficult. It's that mental challenge
it's
of
mental.
I'm going over the top of this. Once you do it, you'll never fail it again.
No, it's purely mental.
Right.
The whole thing, because I was like, I'm going to fall. This is going to be so embarrassing. I'm going to have to go to ER.
Well,
That's all that's going through my head the whole entire time I'm doing it. And then somebody had their kid with them that day, and I watched this kid go down, and I was like, if that kid can do it, I can do it.
Well, one big thing about Grit that I love so much about Grit is, in life we're going to run into different obstacles. And you can either run into an obstacle in life and say, you know what, there's no way I can do this. Or you can run into it and say, how am I going to get through this? Well, and that's what I want people to think about. You can look at things all over, and every time you're in there, I want to see that comfort zone expand just a little bit. And for as long as you've been with us now, about 8 months, 8 months later, you can't even recognize where you were the first day you came in. We've got you all the way out here, but we still have things to work on all the time. There's things you can improve and ways that you can grow. I'm still growing after 5 years in there.
Yeah, showing up more probably would help too.
Right, yeah, that does help, yes.
There, I threw myself under the bus. 3 days a week. Well, it's hard getting up that early.
Well, look, 3 times a week is all I would ever recommend. Every workout we do is a full body workout. So if you were in there those other days, you're not giving muscles enough time to recover. In a traditional gym where you're working certain body parts day by day, yeah, you can be there 5-6 days a week. I was a 5-6 day a week monster in the gym, but 6 months of being at Grit at 2 to 3 workouts a week, I was in better shape than I had been after, I guess it's close to 15 years of traditional gym
And
work.
I think with the traditional gym, it's so boring.
That's what it is for a lot of people. Most of the clients, most of our adult clients, that's the reason they're with us. Is they're just, they either don't know what they're doing in the traditional gym or they're just completely bored with the process. It just becomes so repetitive.
Okay, let me see how many curls I can do. And I mean, we do curls there, but we do them with a whole bunch of other things going on at the same time. And we were doing a lot of the things that you would do in a normal gym. It's just different.
Yeah, yeah.
Just different. I don't know how to quite explain it. Let's talk about your kid programs. I know you work out with a lot of young kids.
Yes, yes. So we about half of our client base is kids, and most of the kids that are coming in there, it is just general coordination. Our 6 to 9 year olds, we really focus on, I want you to be able to, say, think about a path on the rock wall, be able to use your legs, your arms, your core, all as one unit, because it will make you a much, much better athlete and much more coordinated as you grow. So between balance, agility, and grip strength, that's really what we're focused on. And the kids do great. One of the big problems that we have is kids become 10, 11, 12 years old. Coaches start noticing them. All of a sudden, they're getting plucked out to be in all sorts of sports. We have a tough time keeping our kids because they're the ultimate athletes in every school.
Well, you do have a summer camp.
We do, yes.
You have a summer camp, and you do birthday parties.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. The great thing about when we do parties is you go to a lot of different places and you've got a little room and then you're out in the general public. We, in almost all cases, we completely shut the place down for your party. So these kids, they have full reign of the place and they're able to, there's no lines and obstacles. If they decide, hey, you know what, instead, let's all bring in our Nerf guns and we'll do a Nerf war, we can do that. We want to play tag. We want to make a fort with all the pads. A lot of things can happen.
I want to do that.
Right.
My 60th birthday.
You can have your birthday party at Grit. We've had bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, singles nights, couples date nights, social network groups, team outings for businesses.
I haven't thought about what I was going to do for my birthday, and I don't know. I don't know if I can get that put all together by then. It's only a couple weeks away, but that would be fun. I can show everybody up, right?
Of
Look
course.
at the 6-year-old up there doing her.
Well, heck, for most of the kids that come in for a birthday party, we'll get them in before and make sure that they are ahead of their group before that party happens.
That's so cool. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be the kid that couldn't do it at your own birthday party.
Yep.
So, the kids that come there, I know the fear that I feel on some of those things, but, I watch them, I guess getting them there that young, they have no fear.
It does help. Most of the time, let me give this example. I used to do BMX racing when I was a kid, and the BMX track was literally in my backyard. The county park was right there with the track. So I was flying over hills, doing all sorts of things in first, second, third grade. I tried to take my brother-in-law there. He's quite a bit younger than me. When he was 16 and I was in my 30s, we went there, and I'm like, I'm going to show him how I'm going to do this. I went down that hill, and all of a sudden, I hit the brakes and just kind of went over. Just this fear sets in as you get older. You think about, I don't want to break something. And when you're a kid, you're like, no, mom said I could do it, which means everything's going to work out fine. And it does.
It does. But yeah, it's hard. But think about anything in your life. If you let fear drive you, it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
What is the thing, fear and failure are actually opportunities to grow.
I like that. It's good.
Yeah, thank you. So what else do you want to tell me about grit or fitness? I know we talked today about fasting.
Yes, yeah. So as part of our nutrition program, fasting that's an option for people, but when it comes down to it, our nutrition program is very much about making sure that you have the nutrients that are going to help give you the energy throughout the day, give you the protein needed for muscle growth, and then also, especially if weight loss is your goal, keep you in a calorie deficit. So we're picking high quantity, high quality foods that are low calorie. We're making sure that we're using lean cuts of meats, that we're using.
Okay, so no bacon.
Well, yeah, bacon's definitely a fatty
No
option.
bacon, no steak.
No. A top sirloin steak is actually a better choice than salmon.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I love both of them.
Yeah. Because salmon's a fattier fish, still great.
No, but it's delicious.
Top sirloin, but if you're going with that fatty, marbly ribeye, yeah, that's going to have quite a few extra calories.
I know, but that ribeye is so good. And
it's not that it's a bad thing. It just has to be in proportion with what your goals are at the time.
Okay, well, I can eat a ribeye then I'm good with that. And my salmon, once in a while, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah. If somebody plans their day right, and they're still within their calorie ratio, because weight loss and weight
But
gain is 100%
it's more about
calorie.
macros, right? You talk more about macros, right?
So when it comes down to it, weight loss and weight gain is calories in versus calories out. That's the only thing that matters with there. Now, how it is that you feel can be based on macros and nutrients, vitamins, all those sorts of things.
Okay.
There have been many studies, crazy people who are willing to do this, where they'll say, I'm going to do nothing but eat at McDonald's and prove that you can lose weight there, because all that matters is calories in, calories out. There was a famous guy a few years ago, lost 22 pounds on a Twinkie diet. Literally ate nothing but Twinkies, still lost weight, and his cholesterol got better during that time. I'm not recommending it.
Oh.
I'm just saying that
Come on,
it's
Kurt, you
calories
said I
in,
could do the
calories
Twinkie
out.
diet.
You could. You wouldn't feel very good in your workouts, I'll tell you that.
No. Plus, I'm gluten-free, and I don't think they make gluten. Oh, they do.
They probably do.
They do. Now that I remember, I've seen them.
That's going to be a lot of extra additives in there to make a gluten-free Twinkie.
Oh, but that sounds so yummy. Okay, I won't have it. That's hard. I think the struggle with most things is you want to go to the gym and you want to do all the right things. You want to eat all the right things, and sometimes it just gets to be. I know I shouldn't say this because it shouldn't, because it should be a lifestyle, but it can be overwhelming.
Well, you think about this. If it was 100 years ago, you don't have all these amazing choices for food and convenience everywhere. Most people were much thinner because it was just harder to prepare food. Now we have the convenience of everything, anytime, anywhere, and a lot of it's really cheap. So you're able to overstuff yourself very, very easily. You think about a person who's just driving to work and back. They've got 50 to 100 distractions that are going to pull them off of their nutrition and exercise plan on a daily basis. So I feel if you don't have a plan, you're going to fail. The world is set up for you to fail.
So you're talking a lot about meal prep and that kind of stuff, or just kind of
just knowing where you need to be, and knowing, for instance, the calories in different things. I'm not a big meal prep person. I love the people that are. That's great for them that they do that. I make meals as I go throughout the week, but I just know what I'm doing, and I know what I'm ingesting and what it's gonna matter to me for energy, for weight loss, weight gain.
So do you manage like how much protein you eat versus how much carbs, or do you just kind of know already what you're supposed to do?
I make sure I get in my protein requirement for the day. I look to maintain the muscle that I have, and then make it so it potentially can gain a little bit of muscle. I go with about a gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's
okay. So a gram, and you weigh 200. So you eat 200 grams of protein.
Yep.
How can you get 200 grams of protein in a day? I struggled to even get 100.
Well, you figure this. This morning we had some sausages from an Amish farm up north. So I had a couple of those sausages and a few eggs.
Pork sausage?
It was pork sausage.
Isn't that fatty?
Yeah, but it doesn't have. But it was made at the farm. It's just
Did you bring
the pork.
me some?
Actually, I think we just had our last pack today. But
Gee, I thought we were friends.
that was about 50 to 60 grams of protein in what I had there.
In the sausage?
Between the sausage and the eggs that I had.
Oh. How much sausage did you eat?
I ended up having 3 of the sausage links, and
Like little ones like this big?
nope, they're bigger. And then
Like this big?
about that, yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of food.
And then I think I had 3 eggs as well. But on a normal day, like yesterday, I had 5 eggs, and I had, I think, 6 or 7 pieces of sliced ham that instead of bacon, I just take deli slices of ham and put them on the griddle the same way. And so that was, again, 50 plus grams of protein. That's a little bit higher in fat. If I was in a weight cutting mode, I'd have used a couple eggs and then egg whites instead, because then you're getting the protein without all the extra
Egg whites
stuff.
are nasty.
They're
I
okay.
don't know, they're nasty. You can't convince me they're nasty. They remind me of snot. Like, they're so gross.
Well, quit eating them raw.
No, I'm not eating them. Didn't even pour them out of the little cardboard thing into. Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah. No. Okay, I'm gonna give you a gross one,
Okay.
and I will tell you. I can introduce you to people that do this on a regular basis.
Okay.
They will take that box of egg whites. They will take chocolate syrup, put it in the egg whites, and chug it down. And I can't.
I think I'm going to throw out.
You know what? If you're taking it right out of the carton, it tastes just like chocolate milk. You wouldn't know the difference.
Oh, really?
Yep. And you'll take that one from Costco that's 10 egg whites, 50 grams of protein, and you will down it. And you've just, even if you're using a full sugar Hershey's awesome syrup to mix with it, you're going to be at like 300 calories and 50 grams of protein in one drink. So if you are trying to figure out how to get an extra protein, there are very, very easy ways to do it. One of my favorites is I'll take 0% fat Greek yogurt. I'll take one of those little Crystal Light flavor packets, pour it in, stir it up, tastes just like Yoplait. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Huh.
Super, super low calorie, super, super high protein. Most days I'm over my protein. And it's not that it's going to do anything bad to me to be over it. It's just that it's not really going to help me past a certain point. So
you can get too much protein.
I'm not going to say no, because you can, but it's a very, very low risk thing. If you ever have a drink of alcohol, you should cut that out before you think, oh no, I'm getting too much protein.
Yeah, all you fitness people talk about no alcohol, which I'm doing.
Yeah.
I really have pretty much stopped drinking.
I mean, look, I like to have a drink now and then too. It's not that I'm not vilifying it, but you just got to recognize I'm pouring poison into my body, and my body's going to be stressed. It's going to stop with protein muscle synthesis. It's going to hurt a lot of things. And once you start to get that in your head, it gets tough. You really start thinking about, is this drink really worth it? And I'll tell you, I want to hear something crazy, because I've had people say, hey, I want to have a couple drinks. I want to get a little bit of a buzz on. How can I do it? The best way to do it, early morning drinking. It sounds crazy, but you want to limit your alcohol consumption or stop it well before bedtime, because it will ruin your sleep. It might put you to sleep.
So you're saying I can get up at 9 o'clock and have a cocktail?
a.m.? If you could do that and then not have it turn into a full day of drinking, it can be great.
Oh no, I'd have to take a nap.
Yeah. There are certain things that are going to come there. I'll tell you, when COVID was happening, and
there's a lot of people drinking.
Yeah. Well, I was doing intermittent fasting at that time. Empty stomach, my eating window starts. There'd be days where I'd have a shot of alcohol, and it would give you a really good buzz off one shot, but it's way, way before I'm going to go to bed. And it would just kind of chill me right out. Maybe you can give me an afternoon nap, whatever it might be. Not healthy, but not as bad as if I was power drinking from 8 p.m. until midnight and then trying to hop into bed.
Yeah, I can't drink very much anymore because I don't sleep well. And then I'm puffy and bloated the next day, and it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And it's not even just from having, it's not like I'm drinking a whole bottle of wine. It's even just one glass of wine, and it's just not worth it. Just like you were talking about, it's just not worth it.
And that's what it comes down a lot for me. It's just, this isn't worth what I know the effects are going to be. It's the same thing with different types of food or different things. It's like, I just don't.
Pizza.
See, I love pizza, and I'll have pizza, but it would be a thing where it's like, okay, I've had pizza within the past X amount of time. I don't need to do pizza again.
Ooh,
I want it to be.
good.
I want it to be a treat when I have it.
Right.
And if I eat pizza, I can feel
You feel like crap. I do.
Well, or sometimes, a lot of times that'll be my pre-race meal the night before.
So
Because it will give me more
the
energy because
carbs,
the extra.
yeah.
It's a good blend of carbs, protein, and fats. Pizza is.
Yeah, I struggle with the whole gluten-free because, that's finding a really good gluten-free pizza is difficult, although they're getting much better. But is it better to eat like a cauliflower crust, or is it just the fact that it's just pizza?
Oh, cauliflower crust is great. No, as long as you like the taste, it kind of satisfies that craving. It's a good way to go. I make my own pizzas at home quite a bit. I don't use a cauliflower crust, but I'll use called lavash bread. I'll use that. I have a low-calorie marinara sauce, turkey pepperoni, some different vegetables I'll put on there, and I'll have this whole pizza that'll be a pizza. I guess is about 50 grams of protein the way I make it, about 375 calories.
And I'll be invited when?
Yeah, exactly. No, I can.
You'll have to find to make it a gluten-free version of it, but sounds yummy actually.
There's a lot of ways. I will make these huge stacks of waffles. But the waffles that I make are, it's a mix of egg whites. Again, you got to get past that it's a mix of egg whites, bread, and xanthan gum. And then you blend it together in a blender, and it pours out just like batter.
Egg whites, bread?
Egg whites, I end up using 10 egg whites, 3 slices of bread, 3 to 4 slices, depending on how big the bread, package of bread is. And then 1.5 teaspoons of xanthan gum, and that just thickens it all up. You blend it, you pour it in the waffle maker, and it makes very, very good waffles. My wife likes it, my daughter likes it, and I'll eat a ridiculous stack of 5 to 6 plate-sized waffles, and it will be a total of 560 calories.
Wow.
I'll use a no sugar added syrup.
So I think what I've decided for you is that you just need to come to my house and cook for me. I think that's it.
But yeah, there are a lot of ways that you can make it work. It is going to take a little bit of effort.
I know you have a nutrition guide that you give, but not a lot of that stuff's in there.
It's all in there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just threw myself under the bus. I did do the zucchini boats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably shied away from it because it had bread in it.
Yeah, so some of the recipes do.
Yeah.
But you can substitute anything with a gluten-free bread if you wanted to go that route. But
it's really hard to find something decent.
Yeah, I won't eat gluten-free bread.
Yeah. Kroger's actually has a pretty decent. Their 7-grain gluten-free bread's not bad.
Yeah, but I also don't have a reason to eat gluten-free bread, so it's different.
Yeah, I just kind of tend to stay away from that stuff. I mean, there are better versions out there, but I've gotten so used to not eating that stuff that I just don't eat it anymore.
And if it doesn't agree with you, don't go for it.
Even it's the whole, when I eat a lot of carbs, I know it's supposed to give you energy, but it feels like it just drags me down.
That can be, different things will have effect on different people.
Let's talk about the person you partnered with the hormones and the blood work, and tell me all about that, because I missed the meeting last night.
Yeah, very recently we partnered with a company called First Optimal, and what First Optimal does is they will do lab work to test your blood and hormone health to help. One of the most popular things is when women are going through menopause, how much it adjusts their hormones, and there are many, many things that can be affected, one of the big ones being weight. And what they're able to do is help women, and I'm not going to go into these guys are doctors, I'll let them talk about that before I stick my foot in my mouth, but they'll be able to go through and help people to get on either peptides or different vitamins, supplements that then can help them to balance that out. They can still continue along their journey and just have a more comfortable road. No matter what, when it comes down to it, it is still that calories in versus calories out, but when the ghrelin hormone ramps up, so that's we call it the hunger hormone. When that ramps up, it will break anyone's willpower. And just like with men, same thing. It's calories in versus calories out, but if you can introduce a testosterone booster or testosterone hormone therapy, then testosterone replacement therapy, then what you're able to do is bump that up, which is going to help you to burn fat more, build muscle more. It just gives you that, in those cases, gives you that edge so that you can get to your goal a little bit easier. And for a long, long time, I was avoiding that whole thing. You just power through it. You just power through it. And in full transparency, like I've never taken testosterone replacement therapy or any of that, but we're talking a lot about, based on where my levels are at, doing a natural testosterone booster.
Yeah, we had Dr. Yazin on here, and maybe about a month ago, and he talks a lot about testosterone in men and starts to decline at age 35.
Yeah.
So it's just as women and our estrogen, although we are supposed to take testosterone too.
Yes, testosterone is a lot of women will think, well, why would I take testosterone? There's many, many reasons of why it's a benefit to women as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, especially those people that are coming in and they're telling me about all these things they've done and where they've struggled and that, if we're able to set you up for blood tests and hormone tests, we can help to understand the thyroid more. We can understand so much more. Not only will they have your records as they're making recommendations, I'll have them too, and we can then start to build that nutrition program around.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I don't know when it starts, but I I think I'm gonna have
I can send you a link, and you'll book right into Dylan, our account rep's calendar, and have a conversation with him. He'll recommend what sort of labs should be taken. And look, one thing that was great is we get our blood work drawn every year, and we just had it done in May. So even before this partnership, we started out showing our blood work over the past 3 years to show the tendencies. He went through those, and then I was able to do this with a very, very low-end hormone test. And my wife, instead of having to go to option C, she was able to dial it back to option B because we had enough records on the other pieces. We're one of the few places that's willing to look at the data you already have instead of saying, hey, we want you to do it our way from the beginning.
Yeah, because I get my annual blood work every day.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah, I just live at the whatever that place is called. But every year. So, yeah, okay, I will.
Great.
Send me the link and I will do that. Okay. And we'll see. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with the way that I'm starting to look and feel.
And that's very important. You know, even as you go through this, I feel very good about where I'm at. So as I went through this process with First Optimal, it wasn't, oh my gosh, I'm in a desperate situation that I need to fix. Now, my wife's not going to worry about me saying this. So my wife has PCOS, and the doctor put her on birth control. My wife, over a 2-month period, gained, and actually it was probably in the first 3 weeks, gained about 15 pounds of water weight. I know what she's eating. I know it is impossible that she gained 15 pounds of fat. It is water weight, and you can tell. So then they tried to switch her to something else. It's been a problem now for a couple months. And so the great thing about First Optimal is instead of giving you this blanket solution, they can take the components that help with that and just give you that. So you're able to dial it in much, much further without having to deal with all these other side effects that can come from it.
That's interesting. Curious to see what they do when they look at my blood work. Because I'm through that whole menopause stuff, but we still need those hormones, and I have thyroid issues, and I had POS, and I back then when I had it, I probably don't have it anymore, but there wasn't really any research on it. You just went with it.
Right.
And now there's more research on that. There's more research on menopause and hormones, and it's important because you can just, those things just whack you out.
Well, peptide solutions are relatively recent. I believe it's within the last 10 to 15 years. But they're able to dial things in a lot more with that. And you could say, I'm going to do the quote thing, but quote unquote more natural.
Yes.
You know, I don't like it when people say that, just because people say, oh well, we shouldn't eat this because it's not natural. I'm like, oh, what does it have in it? And people have no idea. Or they'll tell me a chemical, and be like, oh, there's like 500 times that amount in an apple that you're worried about in this thing. So there's so many things that people will get wrong because they're trying to.
Yeah, people get a lot of things wrong because they get their resources wrong.
Right. There's just so much fear mongering out there.
Yes. Oh, just watch the news, which I normally do not want. Okay. So I think we've talked about everything. Is there anything else you want to say? And then we are going to let you say how to get a hold of you. I mean, I know where you're at. I'm there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Probably Saturdays too.
Well, I will tell you this. One thing that's great about this time of the year is that it's a slower time. Now, we have so many people that will get started with us in January and February. Right now, look, if you're in the area, if you're in the Waterford, Clarkston, White Lake, Pontiac area, and you're looking to do something, and you like the idea of more one-on-one attention, smaller group sizes, improved time with your trainer, this is the time to get started. If it's in the fall when everybody's kind of back from up north and everything starts to fill up again, you're still going to get great service, and we're still going to talk to you as much as you need. But now there's just so much more individual attention that can be given. So there's such a great success rate.
Well, I think just start now anyway.
Right.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better time than today.
A procrastinator's favorite day is tomorrow.
And you'll get to meet Dylan, who is completely awesome.
Yes. Yeah,
I
Dylan.
just love him.
Dylan's been with us for a couple years and amazing trainer, great background. I mean, not only is he a certified personal trainer, but also has an exercise science degree. He was a D1 college athlete. He knows more. If I have questions, I go to Dylan. We've gotten to the point of, I understand you are smarter than me in all these different areas, and I will
Okay,
default
so
to you.
you just need to work on Dylan to do more abs because I don't want to do it in the kitchen.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah?
I could run a marathon every single day and out-eat it every single day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. So what was I going to say? I just completely lost my train of thought, but we'll leave that in there because those are always fun moments. So thank you for watching Unstoppable, where we dream, grow, and thrive. Thanks, and take care.
Thanks for watching Unstoppable. Do you have a question for Paula? Send it our way. To schedule a one-on-one consultation, give us a call. Unstoppable is brought to you by Paula Swain and the Financial Center for Women. Dream, grow, thrive.